doing, Mr. Ivory? How you doing?
All right.
Good.
So I see that you're interested in applying for the director of personnel job here. And before I get into any questions, I'd like to just tell you a little background. So here at the University of Miami, I'm sure you know we have a great tradition in sports dating back to 1970s. We brought many championships here, and we're hoping to continue this tradition. And we feel like we hope that bringing you here will help continue this tradition.
All right.
So for my first, not really a question, I just want you to tell me a little bit about your undergrad experience here at Lenoir-Rhyne and how your MBA is going so far.
Well, to start off with, I majored in sociology. Why sociology? I was always passionate about people and the interactions they have amongst each other and how they go about forming relationships and how they adapt to their environment, their society in which they live. So I always had a passion for people, so that's why I majored in sociology. Throughout my career at Lenoir-Rhyne University, I managed to accumulate numerous accolades. I was on the dean's list on a few occasions. Played football at Lenoir-Rhyne University, which is kind of what helped driven me to this position where I'm at today. I played on the football team for 3 years, in which I also accumulated a few accolades. I was fortunate enough to be a part of a team that won 4 conference championships in a row. So my experience as an undergrad, I would say, was very productive on and off the football field. And I think my experience during my undergrad career has molded me into becoming a better person and a better leader, that someone who is ready to take on responsibilities in different roles, just being an asset to the organization.
Okay. So I'd like for you to just kind of elaborate on why are you passionate about becoming a director of personnel?
Well, as I pointed out, I played football in college, and football has always been a sport that I use as a therapeutic, per se. It allows me to release my emotions. As a kid growing up, when I was mad, I always played football to release my emotions. But just playing the sport had taught me so many valuable lessons that I don't think any other sport or any other situation could have taught me those lessons. I've matured a lot from being involved with the sport. I've formed numerous relationships that are significant relationships that I will continue to foster throughout my lifespan. Perfect situation. Just to give an example of relationship I formed, one of my former teammates got married about 2 months ago. I was, fortunate enough to be a part of his wedding, and just to see him walk across that stage, it kind of enlightened my heart, because I saw him develop as a person, and I saw the relationship grew from day to day, from strength to strength. So it's just the things that the games have taught me, and the numerous lessons that I've learned, and it's just the qualities that I was able to develop. My leadership skills, being a leader, and communicating with guys to do the right things at all times. My communication skills, knowing how to communicate in different situations, in different environments.
Let me stop you there. You spoke a lot about football. You might have to work with some other sports. Do you feel comfortable with that?
Dating back to my high school career, I played soccer, I ran track and field, so I have a strong athletic background. I'm a sports fanatic. I'm a supporter. I like sports. My TV is always on ESPN, if that says anything. Sports is just one of them things that, no matter what it is, I'm always fascinated, because I always want to, if it's a sport I'm not familiar with, I always want to know more. I have a tremendous amount of respect for athletes, and I know what they go through, especially college athletes. I know how it is. They have to balance their time and their schedule. So with that being said, I cannot say enough about college athletes, and I'm very passionate about sports, and I think this is where my passion lies. Something involved with sports, and I think this would be a perfect opportunity, to kind of help launch my career and grow.
And one more question. Since I know football is a very emotional game, it's full of highs and lows, how are you able to manage your emotions throughout the course of the game?
Well, actually, that's a very good question. And I must state that my emotions, controlling my emotions got better the more I played the game. Starting off with, I didn't control my emotions that well. However, I learned how to adapt to different situations, and just learning that sometimes it's not always yelling and screaming that gets the job done. It's you going and sitting down and talking to your teammate or your coach, for that matter, and communicating transparently what needs to be done. Sometimes that actually in the past that has been way more effective than actually yelling and screaming at my teammates or my coaching staff, or them yelling and screaming at me. But you're right, though, it is a very emotional sport, but I've managed to control my emotions for the most part. Granted, I got a few heated discussions with my players, coaching staff, athletic training staff, but looking back at it, I kind of use those experiences to kind of help me maneuver my way through my daily job, which I do now, which is a graduate assistant involved with football, and I use the emotions that I dealt with and the way I dealt with them to communicate with my players now. Communicating with them that, hey, sometimes all you have to do is take a deep breath. The situation is going to get that much better within a 30-second span. But at the same time, it is important to note that emotions is a very tricky subject, because a lot of people don't talk about it, but it's an issue that comes up every day, especially in this type of working environment. And just dealing with football and how I was able to handle those different situations I was involved in, I think kind of helped strengthen my emotional intelligence, knowing how to be empathetic and understand different situations, knowing how to listen and feel out the situation instead of just reacting on my impulse. And, so that's it.
Do you have any questions for me?
Actually, I have a few questions for you, Mr. Ivory. I know the University of Miami has been a very prestigious program for a long period of time. However, over the past few seasons or year, the program has been on decline. Not just football, other sports, basketball, baseball, tennis, just to name a few. I want to know why exactly, if you have an answer, that has been the case.
Okay, well, as you know, it's kind of big that at the University of Miami we had a problem with the NCAA, so we reduced the amount of scholarships we were able to offer in the season. But now that ban has been lifted from our program, and we've been looking for new coaches. We've been looking to get new coaching staff, not just in football, but in other sports too. And we feel that Miami is a beautiful city, it's a perfect place. We feel like we could do a better job recruiting, getting the top athletes as we used to do, and we have good selling points to get them here. And I feel like if we could get the tradition, get some winning seasons going, it would be easy to convince these students to come here.
Okay. Well, thank you for your answer. Another question I had for you is, what are the things the program values most? I know at my current job at Lenoir-Rhyne University as a graduate assistant and being a part of the football team, the things we value are guys' character, both guys that are players and guys that are coaches, faith, having something outside of a tangible object that you put trust and interest into. We value your faith a lot. We take pride in the way we play. We take pride in doing things right all the time. We have a saying, waddle, which means win all day long, and we take that as literally as it comes. You know, we really emphasize that, whether it's going to class throughout the day, you know, whether it's eating the right things, whether it's going to the training room and getting treatment. You know, we try to win in every facet and everything we are involved with. So, what are some of the things here that you guys value in that regards?
We definitely value character, as you said. We want to bring in student athletes of high character, high class, that have their heads on straight, that want to get an education and play sport at the same time, and know that it's going to be a grind, it's going to be a struggle, but that they're prepared for it. But we're also not the type of school that's going to give up on an athlete because they made one bad mistake. You know, that happens. They're in college, they're only 18 to 22. Things happen. We also value just the camaraderie, the family aspect of things. We know that we're together. We practice every day together. It's a small group of us, but it's a great bond. We know that we have to have each other's back at all time. We also value playing with effort. Sometimes their team might be more talented than us, but it's important that you play with effort. You give effort every play, and those are little things I think is what we really value. And I think that's what's really important. Well, thank you today.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Ivory.
Yes, sir.
I hope everything goes well. And here's my business card. So thank you. You know, I will follow up with you within a few days. You know, kind of get some feedback as to how the interview went. But hopefully everything went good. And I look forward to working with you and your staff. And again, thank you for your time.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, you too.